Well, after months of Trump just jabbing DeSantis from Ohio to the midterms to calling him a party boy, what the fuck? DeSantis finally sits down and strikes back. And you got those clutching pearls. Really? I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this, yeah, it's a little hypocritical, don't you think?
See, now that's some bullshit.
It's what's next. Good Thursday, everyone. Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose of common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you're doing good today. Well, I'm going to do a couple of videos, and these videos were meant to be on yesterday's show, but due to technical difficulties, pissing off the mice, and of course, yeah, didn't work out too well. Well, I'm going to give it a shot again. Donald Trump versus Ron DeSantis. The immovable object, if I can get that out, versus the unstoppable force. This is what everybody is waiting for. Everybody wants. Now, of course, if you listen to the side of MAGA, they're like, no, it's Donald Trump or it's bust. Then you look at the other side, which is a lot of conservatives and a lot of libertarians feel that Ron DeSantis is better equipped because of how he dealt with the last 4 years, especially during COVID year, which Donald Trump did not do so well. But like I said in my intro, after months of poking Ron DeSantis, throwing stuff at Ron DeSantis, the Ron DeSantimonious in Ohio, to the comments that he made when Ron DeSantis destroyed everybody in his wake in Florida, to calling him a party boy. Eventually, Ron DeSantis was going to speak out, and he has. He sits down with Piers Morgan, and turned out to be very enlightening as far as how he would have dealt with the whole situation regarding COVID if he would have been president, and of course, how he deals with Biden. Let's take a look. This comes out of the Post-Millennial. DeSantis declares, I can win the presidency. I can beat Biden. And I believe it. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has finally broken his silence on much of the anticipated potential 24 presidential run, given an interview from the governor's mansion in which he said that what it takes to be president, I can beat Biden.
You could beat Biden?
I think so.
So you're running then?
No, I didn't say that. I just said I think I could. I think if you look at Florida...
Who would be harder to beat, Biden or Donald Trump?
I don't know.
Keep in mind, DeSantis sat down with Piers Morgan in a wide-ranging interview saying, stay tuned when asked about his potential 24 bid for the GOP nomination. Former President Donald Trump is currently the front runner in that spot as he endeavors to earn his second term. Quote, it was clear that the governor had enough of Trump's constant baiting and felt ready to take him on in what could end up being a ferocious battle for the White House, Morgan said, writing about the interview for the New York Post. Quote, DeSantis slammed Trump over his character failings. Not really a slam, more like pointing out. Morgan continued, chaotic leadership style and for his handling of the COVID pandemic, especially in keeping controversial health chief Dr. Anthony Fauci, less Lord Fauci, who got his ass handed to him the other day in a interview that he wishes that nobody would have saw, in the Post, helping to run the White House coronavirus task force.
Scathing. They've said you're house-trained Donald, your Diet Coke to his full Coke, right? You've heard all this stuff. What are the differences between you? Well, I know him very well. Having now spent time with you, I could immediately identify a few differences. But what do you think are the differences?
Well, I think there's a few things. Obviously, the approach to COVID was different. I would have fired somebody like Fauci. I think that he got way too big for his britches, and I think he did a lot of damage. I also think just in terms of my approach to leadership, I get personnel in the government who have the agenda of the people and share our agenda. If you bring your own agenda in, you're gone. We're just not going to have that. So the way we run the government, I think, is no daily drama, focus on the big picture, and put points on the board. And I think that that's something that's very important.
DeSantis shuts down Florida early on in the pandemic before opening up and giving the state the quote, the label, the free state of Florida. Just as every other state did, he did the same thing. So yeah, hypocrisy. I think just in terms of my approach to leadership, DeSantis said slamming the former president. Now again, just pointing out that the man who knows much of his political start, I get personal in the government who have the agenda of the people who share our agenda. You bring your own agenda and you're gone. We're just not going to have that. So the way we run the government is no daily drama. Focus on the big picture and point out on the board, put points on the board, and I think that's something that's very important. Morgan asked about the mudslinging that has already started in the rumors DeSantis runs swirl. I don't know how to spell the sanctimonious one. I don't really know what it means, but I kind of like it. It's long and it's got a lot of vowels, and we'll go with that. That's fine. I mean, you can call me whatever you want, just as long as you call me a winner, because that's what we've been able to do in Florida, put a lot of points on the board, and it really takes the state to the next level. Trump endorsed DeSantis when he first ran for governor, helping him beat out Andrew Gillum. Of course, Andrew Gillum turned out to be a clown, gay, and of course, snorting coke off a hooker's ass. Anyway, Ron DeSantis is a brilliant leader. Ron DeSantis is a brilliant young leader. Yale and then Harvard, and will make a great governor of Florida. He loves our country. He's a true fighter, Trump had said at the time. Things have changed a little bit, I guess. It's what it is, DeSantis said. Now we go from that to this. This was right after DeSantis destroyed Charlie Crist in the midterms. Trump unleashes on Ron DeSantis after he's blamed for the lackluster GOP midterm results, and DeSantis praised for massive victory. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of rehash. After Election Day, Trump wrote on Truth Social, quote, "Now that the election in Florida is over and everything went well, shouldn't it be said in 2020? I got 1.1 million more votes in Florida than Ron D got this year, 5.7 to 4.6. Just asking." No, this was Ron's day, and you decided to piss on it. That's pathetic. That is.
Let's see. There it is. Trump at 71. Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%. Mike Pence at 7. Oh, Mike's doing better than I thought.
We would like to know what you think about Trump's big announcement and some of the less than flattering comments he has made about you.
Well, one of the things I've learned in this job is when you're leading, when you're getting things done, you take incoming fire. That's just the nature of it. I roll out of bed in the morning. I've got corporate media outlets that have a spasm, just the fact that I'm getting up in the morning, and it's constantly attacking. And this is just what's happened. I don't think any governor got attacked more, particularly by corporate media, than me over my 4-year term. And yet, I think what you learn is all that's just noise. And really what matters is, are you leading? Are you getting in front of issues? Are you delivering results for people? And are you standing up for folks? And if you do that, then none of that stuff matters. And that's what we've done. We focused on results and leadership. And, at the end of the day, I would just tell people to go check out the scoreboard from last Tuesday night.
Quote, "And now Ron DeSanctimonious is playing games. The fake news asked him if he's going to run. He said, 'I'm only focused on the governor's race. I'm not looking into the future,' Trump wrote. Well, in terms of loyalty and class, that's really not the right answer." My thoughts. The fact of the matter is that Ron is handling this situation pretty well. Now, of course, what I didn't mention in the beginning is that Donald Trump is going through a situation right now with Alvin Bragg, the DA in New York, in regards to the whole, $130,000 hush money with what's her face. Right now, her name completely, what's her name? Daniels, whatever the hell her name is. But anyway, and it looks like that case is falling apart. And they're going to meet up with the grand jury later on today. But with that being said, is that Ron has got to look past Donald Trump and separate himself away from Donald Trump and basically say, listen, if I'm going to run, I'm looking at Joe Biden. I'm looking at a dementia-riddled old man who is destroying this country from a financial, economic, foreign policy, and on the world stage. That is what he's got to focus on once he makes it official. But with Donald Trump is going to do what Donald Trump does. He's going to go into this old playbook, the Ted Cruz playbook, and start basically trying to personally attack Ron, like Ron DeSantis, calling him a playboy, yada, yada, yada. That is exactly what he's going to do. Because once those two get on the stage, you are going to see a distinct difference between the two, especially once the situation with COVID rises. Ron's going to say, here's what I did the last couple of years during COVID. Here's what you did by allowing Fauci to run amok. That is going to be interesting. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Oh, and don't forget, make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. See ya.